Money bag. Money bag. Money bag. Make it like a money bag. Money bag. God, I do the Maybach on Monday, Ferrari Friday. This is sweet Saturday. That's just what I say. I say, babe, it's. He said it's a. Them pretty. You look like Beyonce. Looking like money bag, money bag, money bag. Money bag, money bag, money bag. Yeah. Money bag, money bag, money bag. Money bag, money bag, money bag. He can tell from the front. I got it behind me, and I park my Bentley truck on my Versace driveway. Looking like money bag, money bag, money bag. 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 With me pretty too, they look like bridesmaids, and they all gang, so don't be talking sideways. He said you look like this. He makes sure he put Cardi down on his list. Now why this? Gonna look on my snap. I take your man and I won't give him back. I just walk into the booth and attack. I hit this guy in the roof will collapse. I've been broke my whole life. I have no clue what to do with these racks. Baby lay, waist snatch, back, straight back. Got lips like Angelina, belly truck tangerine. Jumping on my, that's why they call it trampoline. Hey, back on Monday, Ferrari Friday. This is sweet Saturday. That's just what I say. I say, babe, it's a. He said it's a. Them pretty. You look like Beyonce. Looking like money bag, money bag, money bag. Money bag, money bag, money bag. Yeah. Money bag, money bag, money bag. Money bag, money bag, money bag. He can tell from the front. I got it behind me, and I park my Bentley truck on my Versace driveway. Looking like money bag, money bag, money bag. Money bag, money bag, money bag. Money bag, money bag, money bag. Woo. Money bag, money bag, money bag. With me pretty too, they look like bridesmaids, and they all gang, so don't be talking sideways. Salty, they sodium.
And, Coach, we are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome here in New Orleans. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. On second down, Kamara. And he works free. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves.
We see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 at a first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. All right, here.
They go play action here on 1st down. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. The 30, the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Gold with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Staying on the ground on 1st with Kamara. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
He's going to let this one go deep. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. Lutz now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And just shutting him off there. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll make it second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first. From the gun, Mayfield. It's caught. Jones. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That goes for a gain of 31.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Back. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up third and about 6.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
All right, now look at 56.
On third down, Mayfield. And Jones has it over the middle. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. A first chance in the red zone for the Falcons now. It's 1st and 10 at the 14.
All right, now look at 56.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. They'll run it now out of the gun. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Now that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a first down and inside the 5-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons will extend their lead.
Touchdown, baby. I see you over there.
Now Gold for the extra point.
Touchdown, baby. Let's go.
And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he is going to come up empty here as they stop him short of the goal line. And this will remain a 1-score game as the lead holds at 7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him 2 yards on the gain there, and it will take us to the end of quarter number 1. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
All right, here we go.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. They'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on 1st down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And this will be taken at the 13. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak. Got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a 1st down. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the count. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that.
Here we go.
Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. On play action, they'll throw. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
So what's the word I'm looking for here about how this drive just started?
Disjointed?
I'll go with that one. I mean, think about it. First down, took a bad loss on a running play. Take the sack on 2nd down. Now they got to come up with something big here on 3rd.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded at about the 28. 12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something?
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Mills. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Got to be careful here, backed up this deep on 3rd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. From their own 2, Charles, they opted to throw it instead of run it. We saw the outcome.
I think what a lot of teams count on is defenses to stack the line of scrimmage, trying to force a safety or force a turnover there. But if you've got a good defensive front, you just allow them to play the run, and everyone else stays ready. And they were, and they picked that one off.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Gold is able to put it through. And that one makes this a 10-point game at 16-6. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go,
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Tech McKinley in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
The Saints on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Tech McKinley in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taken from just outside the 30. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Meanwhile, down in Dallas, an update from there. And the Eagles out in front early. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Detroit! Detroit!
2nd down, Mayfield. Dancing to his left. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. The Saints say they have it, and they do. So he went out of the pocket left, and then things got dicey.
And what often happens is when they get outside, they want to keep their eyes downfield in order to try and complete a pass. But when they try to make a play, they've got to get their footwork involved, and that can really mess them up as well. And in this case, nothing went right, and the ball got knocked free.
Here we go.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. His throw caught. What about the foul? Touchdown, New Orleans. Cameron Meredith, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints are back within a score.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing. Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Lutz now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Marcus Davenport there to take him down.
Detroit! Detroit!
Final play of the half, Mayfield. Looking downfield for Jones. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. On the NFL scoreboard, second quarter in Nashville. And an early advantage in that one for the Giants. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. All right, now look at 56.
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Jones. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Mayfield now on second down. And that is incomplete here. Ryan Switzer, the intended target. Third down here.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Caught on the right side by Jones. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. And they'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for fourth down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
So they tried the 59-yarder and missed it, and now this offense starts just 1 yard shy of midfield.
Here we go now. Green.
They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. Room to run inside the 40. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Right back to him on first down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Grady Jarrett in there to record another sack. Their 6th of the afternoon. The Saints on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
Over! Now let's go!
Back to throw here. And he's going to go down again. Vic Beasley in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. Here's Thomas Morstead now. He's been terrific so far. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And here now come the Falcons. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, going to get a little bit closer this time.
Closer.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. The 12 yards that time and picking up the first.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And his throw is incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones, his intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
Gun! 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 Gun!
Now Mayfield. Over the middle, that's caught by QT. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And the quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a first down. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the third quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. 3rd and short yardage, Mayfield. He may try and run for this. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
And Gold is able to put it through. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the 4th. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the 4th quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't it?
He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at 2nd down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to, you and your brothers, just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though.
Over!
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Tech McKinley in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. The Saints on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 16. Back to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Timmy Jernigan in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This is taken at about the 14. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Leopard! Leopard!
From the gun, Mayfield. Open man is Switzer, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Over!
They'll run it now out of the gun. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go through things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. Mayfield now from the 50. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And he fields it cleanly. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10.
Here we go now.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Desmond Trufant there making the tackle. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Now let's go.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Now let's go.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. Now the Falcons' offense gets ready to head back onto the field.
They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And they'll get him down right about the 20. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
And Gold is able to put it through, and that will make this a 9-point lead. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game, his third field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily...
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Tack McKinley in there to get him, and that is sack number 15 for him on the year. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
All right, here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it, or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Watch it now, Barney.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And Gold is able to put it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And last time, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Vic Beasley in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for the Falcons, they'll finish the first half of the schedule dead even at 4-4. And they'll return home next week to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gautin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.